Hello everyone. In today's video, I am going to discuss about pulse electric field technology and emerging technology in the field of food preservation. It is also a non-thermal method of processing. Pulse electric field is a non-thermal method of food preservation that uses short pulses of electricity for microbial inactivation and causes minimal detrimental effect on food quality attributes. Pulse electric field technology aims to offer consumers high quality foods. Pulse electric field technology is viewed as one of the most promising non-thermal methods for inactivating microorganisms in food and also for deactivating enzymes that are present in food. For food quality attributes, PEF technology is considered superior to traditional thermal processing methods because it avoids or greatly reduces detrimental changes in the sensory and the physical properties of food. Pulse electric field technology involves the application of pulse of high voltage to liquid or semi-solid foods placed between two electrodes. It should be noted that pulse electric field technology is only suitable for liquid and semi-solid foods and not for solid foods. PEF is used for microbial inactivation in milk, milk products, egg products, juice, and other liquid foods. The PEF treatment was shown to be very effective for inactivation of microorganisms, increasing the pressing efficiency and enhancing the juice extraction in food plants, and for the intensification of food dehydration and drying. Principle behind pulse electric field technology. The basic principle of pulse electric field technology is the application of short pulses of high electric field with duration of micro to millisecond and intensity in the order of 10 to 80 kV per centimeter. Processing time is calculated by multiplying the number of pulses times with effective pulse duration. So the number of pulses into the effective pulse is multiplied for the processing time. The process is based on pulse electrical current delivered to a product by means of two electrodes. The distance between two electrodes is termed as the treatment gap of the PEF chamber, and in between the two electrodes is the chamber in which the food that is to be processed is kept. The process is based on pulsed electrical currents delivered to a product placed between a set of electrodes. The distance between the electrode is termed as treatment gap of the PEF chamber. The equipment consists of a high voltage pulse generator and a treatment chamber with suitable fluid handling system and necessary monitoring and controlling devices. Food product is placed in the treatment chamber where two electrodes are connected together with a non-conductive material to avoid electric flow from one to the other. The generated high voltage special pulses are applied to the electrodes, which then conduct a high intensity electric pulse to the product placed between the two electrodes. The applied high voltage results in electric field that causes microbial inactivation. The electric field may be applied in the form of exponentially decaying square wave, bipolar, or oscillatory pulses and at ambient, subambient temperature. Now coming to the figure. This is the figure of pulse electric field. We have three basic components. The pulse electric field system for food processing in general consists of three basic components: a high voltage pulse generator. So here is this is the generator where high electricity pulse are produced and it is passed into the treatment chamber. This is the treatment chamber in which we keep the food. The food can be either in motion or in static condition. Here we have the control and monitoring system in which the temperature, the number of pulses, the temperature at which pulses are initiated, and the temperature at which the food is treated. All this will be controlled and monitored. And here we have the raw product chamber. So from the raw product chamber, the food is pumped into the treatment chamber, and after the treatment, it is passed into the another chamber where the food is cooled, and then as treated product reaches this chamber. Now coming to the applications of pulse electric field technology. Application of pulse electric field technology has been successfully demonstrated for the pasteurization of food such as juices, milk, yogurt, soups, and liquid eggs. Application of PEF processing is restricted to food products with no air bubbles and with low electrical conductivity. So this should be, a person should be cautious while using a product for pulse electric field technology. Products that have low electrical conductivity cannot be used for pulse electric field technology. The maximum particle size in liquid must be smaller than the gap of the treatment region in the chamber in order to ensure proper treatment. So this should be taken into account. That is the size of the particle. It should be smaller than the gap of the treatment region. PEF is a continuous processing method which is not suitable for solid food products that are not pumpable. So solid food products that are not pumpable cannot be used for pulse electric field technology. Also, foods that have low electrical conductivity cannot be used for pulse electric field technology. PEF is also applied to enhance the extraction of sugar and other cellular content from plant cells, such as sugar beet. So we can get a better extraction, better amount of extracts from sugar beet from the cellular components. And this PEF also found application in reducing the solid volume sludge of wastewater. So the slurry, the solid particle that floats on the top of the wastewater is converted to liquid particle, which is then passed into the soil. Additionally, in case of fruit juices, there is less color change because browning reaction does not take place in the fruit juice, even when it is stored for a very long time. This is because this pulse electric field process, it stops the conversion of ascorbic acid to furfuran. So there is no color change, and also there is no browning reaction. PEF processing has been successful in a variety of fruit juices with low viscosity and electrical conductivity, such as orange, apple, cleanberry juices. Flavor, freshness, economic feasibility, improvement in functional and textural attributes, and extended shelf life of some of the main points of interest. PEF technology has recently been used in alternative applications, including drying enhancement, enzyme activity, modification, preservation of solid and semi-solid food products, and wastewater treatment. Like what we thought is that a PEF is a standalone process, and it is used only for the liquid food particles. We also find that it is combined with other method of food processing, so that there can be enhancement of drying, fast drying, enzyme activity modification. That is modification, like we can inactivate the enzyme up to the level we want. All this can be done by means of pulse electric field technology. This application of pulse electric field is especially promising for citrus industry, which is more concerned with spoilage microorganisms and the resultant production of off-flavor compounds such as lactic acid bacteria. Hence, this is like a gift to the boon to the citrus fruit industry that prepares fruit juices and other products. Now moving to the factors affecting the outcome of pulse electric field treatment. Factors contributing to the effectiveness of pulse electric field technology can be grouped as technological, biological, and media factors. Each group of determinant factors is related to the type of equipment, processing parameters, target microorganisms, and the type and content of media used. Technological factors. A number of factors during pulse electric field processing can affect specific microbial inactivation as well. Some of these critical factors include the field strength, that is, the amount of pulse electricity passed into the chamber, the treatment time, how long is the pulse electric field passed into the product, treatment temperature. So, what is the temperature while the pulse electric field is passed? Pulse shape, the type of microorganisms, growth stage of the microorganism, whether it is in spore stage or early stage or in reproductive stage, all this should be considered and the pulse field should be determined accordingly. And the characteristics of the treatment substrate, that is the juice or the solid liquid food, the characteristics should also be considered by selecting the pulse and the amount of pulse. Biological factors, it includes the nature of the microorganism, such as size of the microorganism, shape of the microorganism, species, whether they are occur in groups or they are solitude, and then the growth stage. So all these factors have to be determined. Also, in case of enzyme, the composition of the enzyme should be considered. In some cases, some enzymes have proteins that cannot be deactivated. Such factors should be considered before trying the pulse electric field process. Generally, gram-positive vegetative cells are more resistant to PEF than gram-negative bacteria, while yeast show a higher sensitivity than bacteria. So, yeast are more sensitive to pulse electric field than bacteria. Now coming to the media factors. The effect of PEF on food system are related to PEF system and the properties of the liquid food, that is the substrate. The most important factors in the PEF system are the electric field intensity, number of pulses, pulse waveform, pulse width, treatment time, and treatment temperature. All these should be considered. Whether the substrate can tolerate all these things should be decided. Enzymes and proteins are generally more resistant to electric field intensity and pulses than microorganisms. This requires further investigation, especially on the effect of pH, temperature, resistivity, and the composition of the enzyme or protein containing medium on food system. So all these should be considered for the medium, that is the substrate, the pH, the temperature, resistivity, composition, the enzyme, and the proteins that are present in the substrate should be previously studied. Physical and chemical properties are known to strongly influence the effectiveness of microbial inactivation during PEF application. And finally, coming to the conclusion, food preservation techniques are based on the prevention of microbial growth or on microbial inactivation and also enzyme inactivation. Pulse electric field is a potential non-thermal food processing non-thermal food preservation technique to replace conventional thermal processing.